Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our extended podcast that we were supposed to do Friday, but unfortunately we had to move till today, which is awesome because we can actually finally introduce our last member of our team. Actually, one of the first members, but last to come onto the podcast, Jesus. Why don't you kick us off and tell us about yourself and a little bit of what you do and what you like about the paranormal stuff and anything like that.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name's Jesus. I have been a big fan of all the paranormal and ghost hunting stuff for a long time. Just didn't know how to get into it. I kind of been watching some of those TV shows and was interested and wasn't even really sure if everything I was looking at was true. But it just kind of sparked my interest a little and my curiosity some. So, Tyler it was kind of bizarre, but Tyler just posted a thing on Facebook. It's like, who wants to join? Who wants to join a paranormal? Who wants to join a paranormal team? And I'm like, oh yeah, sure, I'll do it. It was just kind of one of those things where I just thought it was just perfect timing, So I jumped in and with just pretty much curiosity and a lot of interest in it, and I was, still a little skeptical about it until. We just, we went to Selma and it was like, okay, yeah, this is real deal. This is awesome. It was one of those cool moments, So I'm just really appreciative of having this opportunity and being part of this. I think it's an awesome thing, for sure.
I think one of the things that excited Tyler the most was the fact that you basically went on your first investigation ever, and it's like you had experience because you jumped right in the pocket, followed his lead, and you're pretty much jumped right.
Following my lead, he took the lead in some
yeah,
instances. He just grabbed the equipment and ran with it.
Yeah,
which is awesome.
Right,
that's great.
Which is exactly what we needed.
Natural talent.
Right.
Appreciate that. Yeah, it felt pretty comfortable. It was pretty cool to kind of. Some of those things that I saw, actually, really on TV, I saw them on there on those shows and stuff, and it looked familiar, and it felt familiar, it felt comfortable, to use, and it was.
It's like it's like a training video before you actually go in,
Sure.
right? Like how to use
Certainly.
the devices and what you're looking for.
Certainly, it was cool to kind of pick up and grab those things and just kind of explore the mansion and all that with the tools. It felt pretty good.
Sure. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So, what's tonight's theme?
We still have to do introductions. So before you start,
we do introductions.
Yeah, we do introductions every time because if we get new people, they've got to know who we are. So go ahead, honey. You're next.
All right. So I'm Honey. No, my name's Glenn. I'm the team skeptic, and according to Tyler, for not for too long, right?
No, you will be a believer.
Yeah, his goal is to make me a believer. My goal is to fight that as long as possible. So
I give it till July.
Yeah.
July, you think?
Yeah.
Maybe November. We'll see.
No, Conjuring House.
Yeah, we'll see.
If you're not a believer by then, I quit on you.
You know what? If we don't get any evidence in there, I'm just going to be like, what? This.
I didn't say we weren't going to get evidence.
I'm saying if we happen not to,
we're gonna get evidence. We're gonna be positive. We're putting out to the universe that we are going to get evidence.
Okay. So anyway, you see how much I believe in this stuff. So I'm the skeptic. I'm the one who fights tooth and nail during evidence reviews, but there were a few things that I do get excited about on camera. Two things was the piano and some other upcoming things. I don't think we released those floaty things yet. The first video we released, though, when we were in the basement, I was the one who caught that orb that pops out behind Emily, and that when we were sitting here doing the evidence review, it's an orb. That one is an orb. I believe that one. That's it. And they're fighting with me over dust and everything. So yeah, I'm the team skeptic.
I didn't say we fight with you over dust.
I'm saying I fight with you over.
Well, yeah, you fight with us with everything, but I mean,
That's
if there's something that makes like a weird zigzag and like shoots off, then yeah, that's not dust. Dust doesn't just go up, down, and then back up. Dust settles.
It doesn't do a NASCAR race around the room, Glenn.
Damn right.
Okay.
Damn right.
Whatever makes you happy.
Yes. Hi, I'm Emily. I am married to the skeptic, surprisingly. I am the resident indigo child. I'm pretty sensitive when it comes to certain things, which, again, is foreshadowing for upcoming videos. I met Tyler same way Jesus did. He posted something up on Facebook and said, "Who wants to go ghost hunting?" I was like, "Are you serious? Like, are we going to kill me, chop me up into 1,000 pieces, and then put me into the woods someplace, or what are we gonna do?" So that's how I met Tyler. I told my husband, I was like, "Hey, I met this really weird guy on Facebook, and he wants to interview me about doing a ghost adventures thing." And my husband's like, "Yeah, you're not going alone."
She showed me his picture. I'm like, first of all, public place. Second of all, I'm going with you.
Right. So we ended up meeting at a Starbucks. What a poor choice. But we ended up going there, talking, and I think it was like a 4-hour conversation. I don't think it was... it was a long time.
We were starting to get death stares. What the hell happened?
Yeah, we closed the Starbucks. They're like
buy
wiping
more
the
coffee or get out of here.
Yeah. We've gone since 2019, I think we said, or 2018, and now we're finally getting into the move. We're finally getting into the thick of it, which is great.
Yeah, 2020 ruined a lot of stuff for us.
2020 was really crappy for a lot of people.
Can we go on an investigation? Nobody enters our house during this pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
But we are here. We are doing the best that we can with what we've got, and I'm going to pass it off to Tyler.
So I'm the leader. As they said, I kind of found everybody, brought everyone together, and I think this is the team. Hopefully, this is the team. No reason pointing towards that it wouldn't be, but things come up. We actually just scheduled another investigation today, right?
Yep, July 17th. We are going to be investigating the Bull's Head Inn in Cobleskill, New York.
That'll be your guys' first time going in there, and that'll be my second. So that'll be
some interesting things. So we don't discuss, just so that you guys know, we don't discuss anything with Glenn before we go. So if any discussions happen, it's going to be on the side rails between Ava, Frankie, myself, Jesus, and Tyler.
Not Ava. She's medium.
Oh yes, and not Ava too, because she should be as blind as possible going in. So the ones who we want to be blind won't have the conversation, but the rest of us will have details as to what we're seeing, what we're supposed to see, what we're supposed to notice, anything like that.
Backing up claims and stuff of the places we're investigating. And one of the reasons that I not only prefer to go in blind, but it was a consensus at the beginning until we met Ava, and she's going to go in blind too, is the primary goal is if and what I react to anything in an investigation, does that back up claims that's already there without my having prior knowledge?
Right.
Because that kind of validates what happens on site.
For example, like in the piano room when we got the general, the battle, the Andrew Porter, all that stuff, like you didn't know prior. And
exactly.
And we heard that. I mean,
you heard it all.
We all heard that.
Yeah. And I caught it in real time too. That was one of the coolest things for me is I played loosely played the piano just to get the I guess to kind of draw up some activity and use the piano as kind of like a trigger object. And as we're sitting there in the room, the only time we ever got a piano through the SB11 box was just after I had been done playing the piano in the piano room.
Right.
Coincidence? I don't know. What are the odds on that actually being a coincidence?
Right.
That could actually be genuine evidence.
Certainly.
I would say so.
I mean,
you say it could be, and I think we're all saying that it definitely is.
There's always a chance that it's just happens.
That's
chance.
what?
Was it a chance it said Beethoven too?
Yeah.
Right.
I hate you.
Was it a coincidence it said the general's name and that he was the...
Listen, until an apparition comes up to me and goes, I'm
You're
here.
You're still not going to believe it.
You took a picture of it happening to me.
Right, like you actually saw the evidence. This guy, so we're sitting downstairs in the basement, like when Glenn's like, hey, I got something, and they're trying to debunk everything. You have Tyler literally getting slapped by his apparition, and Glenn's just like, what is that?
Yeah, the whole time in the basement, like the first half, you're like, there is something to my left, and me knowingly, I already caught like something that looks like a female figure to the left. I'm like, I'm gonna let him keep going with this. Because if I show him that there's a picture here, he might feed off of that and then build the story. I wanted it to actually happen naturally.
This is why Tyler tells you to F off on a very regular basis.
but my method validates something.
It
Instead
does.
of him saying, like, here, you're a woman. Now you jump on top of, hey, there's a woman here. And I don't know if it's going to build a fake story or real, but what had happened is a real story had generated without him knowing that until I said something.
Right.
I'm not disagreeing with your actions, but
She was beating me up on my methods.
oh yeah,
It's my job.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are married, then she beats you up for everything.
It happens. I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
That's marriage.
It is. If you don't want to kill your spouse 95% of the time, are you really married?
That's a good point.
No
Right?
comment. This is gonna go down a road of no return.
Tyler, you're a smart man. Okay? Stay single.
Stay single. Yeah, don't get married. It's a trap. So, we're kidding. We love our spouses and our significant others.
Yeah. If you're watching, baby, I love you.
See you soon.
Oh, we forgot our first comment. Hey, Zeus, enjoy the couch.
Was it really
like,
to say that?
So what was it that we said tonight's theme was
So
going to be?
tonight we're going to be discussing lucid dreams, premonitions, dreams in general, and possibly out-of-body experiences depending on where we go with all of this. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, you're more or less was skeptical towards the entire other side.
Yeah, of what we were saying. Yeah. I got to be honest. I mean, this was my first real investigation, and I know I don't, without giving too much away. I mean, you had a moment of when we were up on one of the at the very beginning through the walkthrough, and you said it, and I was like, yeah, I don't know about this. You know what I mean? I just wasn't sure, and then sure enough, I mean, what was that? 20 minutes later, we ran through the stuff, and we got EVPs at that moment as well. So it was just like what? It was kind of a belly shot, like a little bit. It was
He's just like, what did I really get myself into?
It was kind of like, wow, at first I just was kind of skeptical about it, to be honest, just that whole idea. And there was even through it, the spirit box, I wasn't sure, like I would hear things and it's like, is this the radio? Is this coincidence? What is this? There was some that were pretty clear, and then there was others that, like, when we play the tape back, it was
you have to listen a few times. Right?
Yeah, it just kind of changed my whole perspective on that as well, Right. So everything was new for me in that way, So I don't know. To me, it was very interesting, just kind of walking into it and just seeing, kind of playing the tape back and seeing what it all was. It was very interesting. It kind of changed my perception on it as well. But still, I want to go in and I feel a little bit like not everything that we see is some paranormal event.
Right.
I kind of feel that way.
Right.
Even
That's
though
how it should be.
Right.
You can't say everything's paranormal.
Sure.
Right. So let me ask you this. In terms of, like, a premonition, do you know what a premonition is?
Sure.
Okay. What are your opinions on it? Do you think it's an actual form of gift that a person can possess, or kind of the spirit's world of trying to help?
Okay. I think more that either help or let you know that they're there, or that there's that energy there for that moment. I mean, I think it's more that. I mean, could it be a gift? Sure. Like I said, walking into this, I'm kind of a little like, I don't know about that kind of end of the world.
The deal,
yeah.
right.
But for sure, I mean, there's certainly things that happen to people that they can't explain, and the more and more, the more and more I tell people I'm doing this, more and more people are open to kind of talk about, some kind of strange moment that they had in their life, so kind of almost foreseeing something, or something bizarre to them happening, and then them feeling like something bizarre happening, and then the next day finding out sometimes not so good news, and kind of hearing those things, which are for them kind of relieving that they're not alone in that too. So it's kind of a nice thing. So as I hear that more and more, I feel like it's something that I can't deny as much now,
Right.
when you hear that more, it's...
Well, I think people come to you and talk about what's going on because they're able to convey to you something that they felt unsure about. Sure. And that they might not be as crazy as they thought they were, right, for whatever happened.
Right. It's a bit of relief in that way as well,
right,
for sure.
Right.
And I'm around a lot of people most of the time because I'm a counselor by trade, so I'm always around people. So in conversations, my wife likes to throw little things in. Oh yeah, he's part of a ghost hunting group and things like that, and they're like, oh really? Well, this kind